Hey friends, I wanted to do a video today about how we started a side hustle with our Airbnb. So I want to give you the best tips for getting started. I want to make sure that I cover some of the basics that might help you get rated better quicker. And so there are definitely some tips that I want to share with you guys today. I actually just did a blog post about it on debtfreespending.com. So if you go to debtfreespending.com, if you're watching this today, you should be able to find it no problem. But as time goes on, you might need to search the website for Airbnb. So let's just kind of get started. We were looking for a beach property this summer. So we were looking to buy a beach rental, but we knew that we wanted to turn it into an Airbnb, but we had never done Airbnb before. So because of that, we had an apartment in our home that we felt we could kind of just test it out on and get started. We decided to list this one bedroom condo, basically our apartment, on Airbnb here in our own home just to try to get started. And so some of the things that we learned, immediately were really, really helpful and helped us get booked consistently. So we definitely make over $1,000 a month. We are consistently booked. So here are my best tips. Okay. So number one, check with your local authorities before you even get started. So we live in a township, not in a city borough. And so we did not have any restrictions on getting started with our Airbnb. This was super helpful. We didn't have any red tape. We contacted our insurance company. It was only going to be $40 a month. So that was super easy. We felt it was totally worth it to have the extra coverage since we knew that we were going to be running out over 50% of the month. And we are booked, I'd say 85 to 90% of the month if we choose to. You can block out your dates, so you don't have to be booked all the time. We just choose to do that for extra income. And so, excuse me, sorry. So one of the first things that you need to do is when you create your listing, okay, so once you've decided, okay, we're going to do this, you can do a room in your home. I think that would be a little bit more problematic, and I do think there are lots of people who do it. I just think for us it wouldn't work because we have small kids. With strangers, that's a little kind of different when you have children. But if you're a single person and you don't mind having strangers in your home, you can host a room in your home. So again, you would have to check with your local authorities to make sure that can definitely be done. But for us, like I said, we felt the $40 a month for extra insurance was not a big deal. Even though Airbnb does have their own guarantee, I've seen mixed reviews. It's kind of like they're saying they give up to $1 million in coverage, but I've never had to use that, so I can't really speak to it, okay? So when you first get started, the first thing is to take plenty of pictures of your space, and those pictures need to be light, bright, and airy. They need to be crisp and clean. There needs to be no clutter in your space at all. And so this is something I feel like my years of blogging and being a photographer really helped me with, because I know filters and I'm willing to do that for people. I wrote in the blog post, you can email me for your photos and I'll do it for $5 a photo, but you can also just check out YouTube, and the Lightroom app is free. So, I mean, Lightroom is no cost, and getting a lot of filters is not, sorry, my dog's freaking out, but also having filters is really not a big deal in terms of cost either. So I like to do the light and airy type of presets because I feel like that just brightens up the room. And that's the same strategy, by the way, that realtors use. So making sure that you have a light, bright, and airy space is super important, okay? The devil's in the details is the other thing I said. You want to make sure that when you list your listing, you put all the amenities, everything you can think of. So for us, it was everything from, you have a washer and dryer here, you have a microwave, you'll have, a mixer, you're going to have a toaster, a coffee maker. These are all the amenities that we offer. And so we listed out as many things as we could fit in each area as possible. And the other thing I forgot to tell you is when taking your pictures, take as many pictures as you possibly can. Take pictures of the outside, take pictures of the backyard, take pictures of each bedroom, take pictures of the dining room, the living room, anything that you want to show, the bathrooms. That way people can see what their space is going to look like. Because I think with Airbnb, it's different than a hotel. There's a standard with hotels, but with Airbnb, it's a little tougher to find that standard. And so people are probably a little gun shy when they first get started to kind of be like, is this place legit? Are these people legit? Whatever, So that's definitely something that you want to make sure that you're listing, as much things and showing as many pictures as you can. Once you get started, you are able to review your guests after they leave, and they are able to review you. So once you get a couple reviews under your belt, that's really helpful for people to build trust with you. And it also helps you figure out like the people that are coming, do they have good ratings? And we haven't had any problems with that at all so far. So we've been really blessed. We live kind of at a crossroads of an interstate and a national road. And so we have a lot of overnight people. We live in Pennsylvania. So we get a lot of people coming either south to north or north to south, and they want to spend one night. The other thing I wanted to tell you, before I tell you that, the other thing is we also have a lot of traveling nurses. Our local hospital has really had a hard time staffing weekend and night nurses. And so we have like and even day nurses, it doesn't matter. We just have had a lot of traveling nurses. So that's, we also have had a couple professionals that are here for, weeks at a time. We have a lot of repeat guests already. We've only been doing this a couple months, but we have repeat guests because we are so hospitable and really try to make them feel welcome and make sure we're attentive to their needs. So that's my next tip, is make sure that you are very responsive. So when people email me, I get notified on my app. I have the Airbnb app. And so we go ahead and we message them right away. I always try to message people immediately so that they, know that I'm, available to them. We give them, all kinds of information in advance. So we have this 3-paragraph kind of write up about our space so that they know where to park, they know where they're going to get their key, they know all the details. And so that's something I think is super important, letting them know as many details as possible before they get here. And so I usually send that out between 2 to 3 days before they arrive. And so remember, you can X out as many days as you want. If you only want to host a couple days a month, like 4 days a month or every weekend or every Monday, or whatever, you might not get as many people if you restrict your time, but you will definitely get some bookings, I'm sure. So I would imagine. So the other thing is, I want to make sure I talk to you about everything. Oh, the price is right. That's the other thing. Before we got started in our local one here, we really investigated a lot of our local area on Airbnb. We wanted to make sure we were one of the lowest price point places to make sure we got booked more than others. Even though we were only 1 bedroom, we did price it pretty low so that we felt that it was worth it for us and it was a deal for the people coming. And so we want to provide value to our guests, and we know that by providing a low price that we are still making money, but they are getting a low price really. And even if you go $20 under like the lowest price in your area, you're still going to get booked more because people are looking for a deal, and if you have good ratings and you have a great price, you're going to get booked as long as you have people searching your area. That's the other thing. So be responsive when people message you. Make sure that you are getting back to them as soon as possible. Also, be prepared when guests arrive. We make sure that we have things posted on, like if it's a private room, it says private owner storage, so they know they can't go into that room. We also have people have access to our gym. So we have a whole write-up like, hey, you have access to our gym. Also, you might hear this water softener backflush early in the morning. This is a normal noise. So making sure that anything you can think of that they might not know, like we tell them we have elderly dogs, they're unleashed, but they're very friendly. They're seniors. They would never bite a person ever. So we try to include all those details when they walk in the door, including we have a big, tall, stand-up thing that has our guest Wi-Fi password. My husband's in tech, so he actually created a separate Wi-Fi password just for our Airbnb area. We also included ring lights in our Airbnb, like our exit, the Ring doorbells. So we not only have them at the door downstairs, but we also have we have an indoor access to our upstairs. And so this door is always locked, that they can't come up. And we have a doorbell down at the bottom with a Ring camera looking up, so that if anybody were to try to come upstairs, we would be notified on our phones. We all get alerted on our phones. So the next thing are pets and children. Make sure you know ahead of time, do you want there to be pets and children allowed? We only have a 1 bedroom, so we told people they could have 1 child and they could have pets. We also don't have any carpeting. So for us, if they bring their pets and the pets make a mess, not the end of the world. We can clean it up. Hopefully they clean it up. But that's the other thing, is we weren't too worried about it ruining carpeting. So if you have carpeting, I would really highly consider not allowing pets. We also live, next to a field, and so we have a lot of green area where people can bring their dogs, no problem. So we do attract a lot of interstate travelers who want to bring a pet because we are pet friendly. So the other thing I wanted to say was keep it clean. We actually do a really good job. My husband, my mom, and I, we tag team this all the time, where we have it down to a fine science. It takes about an hour. We throw the sheets in the washing machine. We dry them same with the towels and washcloths. We also sweep the whole entire area. We sanitize the kitchen and the bathroom and sweep. And we take the trash out. So because our area is smaller, it's really an efficiency one apartment condo. I mean, there's a bedroom, a separate bedroom, but it's like kitchen and living room right there all together. We don't have a ton of area to clean. Therefore, we do not charge a cleaning fee. If you do decide to, if we do decide to do it at the beach, obviously we can't live there. So we're going to have to charge a cleaning fee, but keep our prices probably much lower, because we're going to need to incorporate that cleaning fee into our amount that we charge. The other thing is that whenever you get on the app or the website, you can actually allow the website to kind of like, so I forget the name, smart pricing, I think it's called, where they'll actually select your price. For us, I don't recommend this, because in our area, we wanted to make sure our prices were low, and it was like jacking up the prices some weekends we noticed, and people would message us and then not decide to book because on the weekends it was much higher. And so we just want it booked just so we can, if you're looking to make money, just get it booked. Don't obsess about how much you're charging. Just make sure your price is right so you can get it booked, and that's how you're going to make money. And as always, talk with your own accountant, your own attorney for all the business tax end of these things. But for us, it's been some of the easiest money we've ever made. I guarantee you that 100%. And we'll definitely be doing this with our beach property. So hopefully this helps somebody else. And like I said, I still got to figure out how to turn off this YouTube live. So I might be on here for a little bit, but I hope this helps you out. If you have any other questions, message me, email me, all the things, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. All right.